This is Coop from GarageGymReviews.com, and today I'm going to review the new, latest, greatest belt-driven Schwinn Airdyne Pro.
Memory is a dynamic system. It's a repetition of rhythms.
I have used and reviewed just about every single air bike that's out there. This is one that I was really excited about because Schwinn finally came out with something that was worthy of the CrossFit community, of the functional fitness community. The Schwinn Airdyne Pro completely changes the game, at least for Schwinn in my opinion, in completely redesigning the 86 and making truly a bike that is worthy of the name Pro. Now today I'm going to compare the Schwinn Airdyne Pro to the other bikes I've used, including the Air Assault bike or the Assault Air bike, and also the Zebix Air bike. Just so you know, the Zebix Air bike and the Assault Air bike are pretty much the same bikes. If you click up in the top right, that'll send you to my in-depth review of the Zebix bike and comparing it to the Assault bike. Really the only difference on those is the price as well as the monitors. Now the main feature on the Schwinn Airdyne Pro that really sets it apart from the other air bikes is its driven system. It's actually a belt-driven system. In the past, all bikes have been chain-driven, similar to a bicycle, but what they've started to do is use belts that you would use, say, in a car, the rubber belts, that allows for a much cleaner, a much smoother, and just a better overall driven system than any other I've used. As soon as you start pushing against the arms or the pedals, it starts driving. There's no like splay or anything like that, side to side, nothing like that that you've probably experienced with other air bikes, and that truly is what sets this bike apart from the others. The next thing that I really like about the bike is its overall build quality. Now, in the past, Airdynes, they were really known for being very bad builds. I mean, they broke all the time, the chains would break, it'd be hard to change them out, everything like that. It was very difficult. Now, Schwinn probably, recognized that and decided to make some big upgrades on the AD Pro, and they've done that. Now, everything on the bike is about the same, if not superior, than the Zebix Air bike or the Assault Air bike as far as I'm concerned in the build quality. Most of it is metal. On the parts that are plastic, it's thick plastic. The arms are very strong. Everything about it, I mean, even the grips. I mean, the grips aren't foam. They're a heavy-duty rubber that takes chalk well. The monitor's great. The seat's great. The wheels move well. The big fan, I mean, it's got a bigger fan that also uses both plastic and metal. It's a great built bike, and I mean, that's the reason they can garner the price that they've got it. I mean, even down to the little details of the foot pegs and then the bearings that are used within the foot pegs, it is an outstandingly well built bike. The next thing that I was actually surprised that I really enjoyed was the monitor. I've used, like I said, many different bikes, and in the past, I haven't really been a big fan of the monitors. The Zebix Air bike, for example, everything but the monitor is fine. I really did not like the monitor. It's hard to use, a little bit hard to navigate, and just overly difficult. Whereas with the Schwinn Airdyne Pro, they've upgraded the monitor. They've got a lot of presets for, intervals, things like that, for calories. It's got a big bright screen that you can use. I mean, it's really great. I'd like to speak briefly on some of the big differences I see between, the Zebix Air bike, which is also, I mean, it's essentially an Assault Air bike at a cheaper price point. I've done that before. But when we look at it in comparison to the Schwinn Airdyne, there's really some big differences I see. And one of the main differences is how they're driven. This one is a chain-driven design. This is how Airdynes have been created ever since the beginning. The Assault Air bike is the exact same. Sure, chains are great. They've been around forever. They're great on bikes. The only problem is they're loud. Not only are they loud, but there's a lot more issues that can come about because of the chain drive. It's louder, it sounds more like a traditional Airdyne, and in all reality, isn't nearly as smooth as the new Schwinn Airdyne Pro. So to get it started, it's very easy. There's no back and forth or anything like that. If you need to tighten it, there's places to tighten the belt to make it stretch it out farther. However, when you start the Zebix Air bike, it's a lot less smooth, a lot more clunky and loud. There's a lot more sway and everything like that. which, you know, it can get quite annoying. Second, I really like the arms on the Schwinn Airdyne. They have multiple grip points. The grips on them are superior to that of the Xebec or the Assault Air Bike. Third and final thing that I really want to point out is the monitor. The monitor on these two are very different. I'm not a fan of the monitor on the Xebec Air Bike. I've said that before. I just think it's very clunky, very difficult to use, and very hard to understand. The Assault Air Bike has a different monitor, and it's a little bit better, but I'd still say that the Schwinn Airdyne Pro monitor is superior. This is a cheaper bike. It hits at a cheaper price point. The Schwinn Airdyne runs about $1,000 or so. Actually, if you want to check out what the current price is, you can click up here and check out what it is at Rogue Fitness, which is probably where I would suggest buying it, simply because they're going to have the fastest shipping as well as the best rates. But overall, they're both great bikes, different price points, but far and away the Schwinn Airdyne Pro is the best, without a doubt, the best air bike on the market today.
So I'd just like to finish real quick speaking on how it is training with the Airdyne Pro. You know, I do a lot of CrossFit style training. I do a lot of intervals. I think intervals are great. So I like being able to get on for 20 seconds, get off for 10 seconds in a Tabata, or get on for 30, get off for 30, things like that. And that's what this is great for. You can throw this in any workout, and you're going to get a great workout, just as good as you would with an Assault or a Xebec or the previous Airdynes. The only difference is this is going to be a much easier to use as far as intuitive, as far as the monitor goes, and as well as pushing the bike. It's easier to get started, and it's much more enjoyable, as well as quieter. This thing is way quieter than the other air bikes that are out there.
So this has been Coop with GarageGymReviews.com. Feel free to subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. If you've used the Airdyne Pro, let me know what you think about it. If you think the Assault or the Xebec bike is better, that's fine. Let me know why. I'd love to hear it. And we'll see you next time. Peace.